Hi and welcome back to lesson 4 of our introduction to drums. Today we're going to be looking at some groove variations based and building off of what we looked at last lesson. There's going to be 3 different variations. I'll explain how to play them and then I'll do a quick couple of run throughs of me playing them so you can hear them at speed. So the first groove we're going to look at is very closely linked to the one we looked at in the last lesson. This time we're going to have a bass drum and a hi-hat, another bass drum and a hi-hat, snare and a hi-hat, and a hi-hat on its own. Put that together and you get this. Bass and hi-hat, snare and hi-hat, hi-hat. Then we're just going to loop that twice. Now here's fill 1 a little bit faster. So, groove 2, we're going to add some variation to our snare drum. So we're going to start off, bass drum and a hi-hat on its own, snare drum, hi-hat on its own. Now we're going to have bass drum and hi-hat again, snare drum and hi-hat again. Now here is fill 2 a little bit faster. So for groove 3 we're going to mix it up a little bit, and instead of playing our right hand on our hi-hat like this, we're going to move our right hand over to the ride cymbal on the right. So the groove goes like this: bass drum and ride cymbal, snare drum and ride cymbal again, bass drum and ride, snare and ride cymbal. Now let's hear fill 3 a little bit faster. The best thing to do when looking at things like the grooves we've just looked at is to start off taking them nice and slow. You can take them as slow as I did when explaining them, say them out loud, count them out loud, do whatever helps to internalise the grooves. Once you know them off by heart, once they're internalised, the speed will come naturally. It's not a race, you don't need to rush through them. Take your time, really work it out, and then you'll be able to play it loads quicker because you'll know exactly what you're playing. On that note, that's the end of lesson 4. I hope you all enjoyed something and that you all learned something. Join me in the next and the final lesson when we're going to be having a look at some fills. These fills can be applied to the grooves we've looked at, so tune in next time and I'll see you then.